it says perks in one location. I would say that it should say perks in the other location. If you want it to be understood that it's a passive, put passive in both locations. Yeah, got it. Good. We thank the supporters at the end. You can help with a like and subscribe. Or don't! Listen up, you beautiful bastards. I'm Insipid, and this is not Trove. This is Defiance 2050. We're still in the Week 2 closed beta, and I know we've done 2 episodes, one for Week 1, one for Week 2, where we kind of went over the game in a more general sense, kind of gave our general feelings on the matter. I also know that we griped and bitched a bit, and I want to apologize for that, because it's not really in line with the message of the channels. We really do try and focus on having a goof, and then also just being very grateful. And so I want to start this episode, as with many of the others, by just saying, thank you, Tryon. You made a game, you gave us access to it, what a lovely time. So, from there, I want to pop us in for this episode into the class tree. Notably, the other classes are locked, we can't gain access to them yet, that's just fine, and we'll get our shot. I'm sure. As we have more of the beta versions coming out, all of that, we'll have opportunities to see the rest of this. But I wanted to start off by just checking out the class system for a quick second, where we kind of emphasize some of the strengths. I'm particularly looking forward to seeing the other classes. It is my feeling that in terms of the loadout that they give for the Assault class, it's a bit underwhelming, personally. Where you have a class in Classic Defiance where you hit a button, you get faster reload, you get more damage, and it's just a big old power boost. Cool. Here, you get the movement speed boost, which is another one of the classic armaments that come with... Thanks, boss. Interrupting. I need to move farther away from you. And so you get your speed boost, and then you kind of start picking up pieces of the other ability as you go. You can choose this one, which is almost the only one I was interested in picking, as you get to reload faster while sprinting is active. So you activate this, and then if you reload during that ability, you get more reload out of it. Coolio. At that first level, you have to get a certain number of these, 5 in total, I believe, to get down to the next level. Fine and cool. The other options are you can recharge the ego power on a kill with a 5-second cooldown. So if this lasts, if it has a cooldown, of 20 seconds, you could reduce the ability recharge by 4%. If you maxed it all the way out, I'm sure it'd be much higher. I'm guessing 20% total. So you could probably get that off twice, and you would cut the overall time of that almost in half. That's really not too bad if you're in the middle of an active fight. So you just be able to hit your 1 repeatedly and get it back up. Totally cool. This last one, after reviving another player, you deal additional damage for 10 seconds. It's only 5%. I'm not that impressed with that. And that is an ability that really does belong on the combat medic. If you, yeah, okay, I might incidentally get somebody up, but I'm not looking for that. That's not my primary role. This doesn't belong here. It doesn't feel right, especially when it's an assault class. That's where I'm coming from on that. So in terms of this first layer, the reload really is the best. If I end up having so many class points, because I level up a bunch, that I could do more of this, yeah, okay, I'll toss it into here, just because I need to fill that out somewhere. In the interim, there's still a whole bunch going on right here that deserves to get some attention. You've got your healing stim, which I think this is brilliant. It's a one-touch activation, and it gives you full health, full shields, full armor. Mwah! Delicious. That's a very, very tanky ability. I'm kind of surprised that's not on, say, the Guardian. But then the alternative option is this right here, Super Melee, where you get an additional amount of damage for melee for 5 seconds. I'm sure that it increases as you... oh no, it's this right here. It's 300% damage, and that's what would get leveled up as you put more points into it. But again, that is either an assassin-y melee, or I would say a Guardian melee kind of thing. And it doesn't sync with... It doesn't sync with the ability you get at the end, which is called Close Combat, wherein you get additional damage at close range. So the abilities don't sync internally, and if you're like dividing up your abilities per class, you really got to make sure you're enhancing the character vividly as you go. You can't have this middle ground. It's kind of a bespeckled deviation from theme. All of the classes are going to have the option to shoot down a barrel or punch stuff in the face. That's fine. All of them will have that capacity, but that if there's no real synergy internally for the character, I wouldn't switch to class arcs or class types. Jumping back up just a little bit, I want to go ahead and emphasize the rest of these abilities. Melee boost, self-healing boost. Then we gain the option for less bloom on assault rifles and submachine guns. Reduce fall off for combat, sawed-off shotguns and pump shotguns. So it's giving the option to choose a weapon type and enhance that. That sounds incredibly assault. A little bit disappointed that it doesn't go into all of them, like rocket launchers, sniper rifles, pistols, etc. But an assault class, more like a trooper class. The SMGs, does it give LMGs as well? Assault rifles and submachine guns. It doesn't enhance LMGs as well, which kind of makes my face sad. And so that makes sense thematically. Good choice, good call. I like it. And then a person could even respec later if they got a better weapon of the other type. So they take 5 points from here, dump 5 points into here. Perfect. That works very well. There's like a respec button like right here under my face cam. And then there's this right here, which I wanted to go with just because it's going to be universally applicable as I play the game. Just getting that grenade cooldown reduced. As it stands, I can throw them almost twice as fast, and that's not bad. I don't have any complaints about that. Again, once you've done enough of these, you can move down. I want to go ahead and specify something really quick. There are categories of this. If you look here, that one's a perk. That's a passive. That works no matter what. This right here, it's an ego power. Oh, very nice. Let me check this one real quick. Ego powers. All ego powers will get reboosted like that. So if this has a 30-second cooldown and you're knocking off 20% of it, all 4 of your abilities, yes, I counted it right. Oh, so good. Could really get upped by that. Early game, I only have 1, maybe 2. Late game, big priority. Not bad. Then we go back down this way. Good. Then we were going on down here. We do enough of these. I'm going with this for right now. You get the option for chance to not take damage while moving. Okay. Emphasizing the assault nature of the class, where you're supposed to be like getting into their ranks, moving, flanking. All right, I can dig that.
We're looking for a human.
Before we roll, reloads a percentage of your. It says clip. I would say magazine. I tested that out, and what that does specifically is when you roll, if you have half your magazine empty, it will refresh the other half of that magazine. If you have a 2-shot rocket launcher, you fire one and then roll, it will reload the other rocket in your rocket magazine. So, depends on the weapon how effective that is. Depends on how you want to use it, how effective that is. If you're doing a big clip weapon, like an LMG, cool. Hey, that's not bad. Get some more of that ammo flowing in the moment. You're a rocket launcher guy. Bloop. You just have more rockets, and rockets are kind of expensive. The other one that I like a little bit more is that on kill you regenerate reserve weapons ammo. And you get 40% of the reserve regenerated. Now, that means if you're switching back and forth between weapons, you're actively refreshing any ammo type, and you're refreshing the entire amount of the ammo. So if you're in a long, drawn-out siege and you can't get to one of the inventory spikes, perfect! Now you're just regenning ammo as you kill stuff. Top notch. Moving on down just a little bit further, we have the last 2 abilities. If I can show that to you really quick, I'm going to go... And if you look bottom left over there, I have a 1, 2, and a 3. 1 is my speed up, 2 is my heal, 3 is my damage boost at close range. So those are the ego powers. Those are the category ego powers. If I go back here, I should be able to do it right there. Class tree. Is it here? No, it's going to be not stats, loadouts. Got it. We got those 3 going. Sweet. And then your passives show up right here. And they're actually referred to as passives, not perks. I'm not sure if that was intentional. because usually you'd want to have a clear line between the 2 points about what's going on. So you want to make sure, like, if it says perks in one location, I would say that it should say perks in the other location. If you want it to be understood that it's a passive, put passive in both locations. Yeah, got it. Good. Right on. I'm getting the impression from this that you can only have 3 of them. You can't have all 4. Might have to check in on that. That said, popping right back on over here, class tree. We're on the last little section of this. We have the close combat damage. I picked this in big part just because there's going to be times where I'm up close and personal and I'm trying to wrap up a fight. If I get a 30% damage boost, I'm seeing it goes up to 4. I'm thinking that implies that it would go 30, 40, 50. You can get 50% increase to damage. That means you're getting the job done. Whatever fight you're fighting, you get it done 50% faster because you're doing 50% more damage. That's the long and short of it. And in terms of fast grinding, fast leveling, that seems like the optimal play, at least early game. This one here sounds kind of cool. Stuns enemies in an area around you, but it slows by 50% in PvP. Cool, nice. But I have been like listening to people talking about it, and they're just not impressed. Like, it only works half the time, or it doesn't work at all. So this is the safer bet for right now. We'll see if this becomes a bit. This could use a buff, just flat out. And we'll see what happens with that, if it happens at all. That said, that is the long and short of this particular class. This is the Assault class feature. This is week 2 of the closed beta. If there's any significant change that occurs, I will bring this class back post beta when we're actually live with the game, and I'll feature the class again after beta. I do have plans to feature each of these 3 classes, and I'll get videos out for that on as soon as I can. Otherwise, no real big notes. I'm going to go ahead and I believe next episode is going to be me featuring the enhancement system and just kind of roll over that with you guys a little bit, just a dash. Until then, I've got to say a big old thank you to some fine people right about here. Oh, these guys. Big old thank you goes to Sean and Dragon Nose Up, Marco Solid, Foxstream, Ponebib, Mr. Sleepy's, Neo WizKid, Plankton, Michael, Foxy, Obi, Temrazor, Unsick Mentally, Demon Soul, MP5, Grillo, Matt, David, Xlater, Icy Furry, Candy, Numbers, Echo, Kevin, Sigbroil, Edva, Riley, Threezio, Abby, Nivlakti, Dodo, Minnie Mouse, Scalper, Sammy, Yolex, Psycho, Infinity, Crimson Side, Bacon, USD, Nature, and Flame Up. These are the people that make these streams and videos possible. Thank you very much. I certainly can't do it without you. And with that, it's been real, it's been fun, and I'm going to catch you guys on the flip side. Take care, everybody.